Sometimes it's candy.
Another shot, another shot.
What? Oh, yeah. I forgot. Remind me of what. Carrie did.
Ready. I'd like to call this meeting to order. The West Mifflin Area School District Work Session Agenda Meeting is held in the West Mifflin Borough Building Council Chambers, 1020 Lebanon Road, West Mifflin, PA 15122. Meeting begins at 7:10 p.m. If we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Ahern,
Here.
Alexandrov,
Here.
Blankovich,
Here.
DeSenzo, Engler.
Here.
Stelnick,
Here.
Marshall,
Here.
Mattis.
Here.
And White.
Here. At this time, I'm asking that we would have a moment of silence for the unexpected passing of of Cheryl Estock, who was a confidential secretary that worked here within the district administration office. And you could see her sometimes sitting over by Sandy. So if we could please just have a moment of silence for her. Thank you. Presentations, we're not going to do this until next week because we have none to hand out this evening. So we'll hold off on that for next week at the regular meeting. And informational items.
Thank you, Madam President. Just to briefly summarize the 4 informational items tonight. The Special Education Parent Advisory Committee donated $534 to the Highmark Caring Place. Also, Bill Courts has donated his cost of living allowance funds. Paul A. Fisher Insurance Services, his company donated $2,000 towards the creation of a STEM lab in Humville. And also, West Mifflin has received a 1920 Safe Schools Targeted School Police Officer grant in the amount of $40,000. That includes the informational items.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Board Secretary's report, Business Manager.
Thank you, Madam President. We have a number of items for your consideration for next week, and I'll go through those one at a time. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Under section 4, which is going to be on pages 1 and 2, item number 1, Mark Dussel will be here next week to make the presentation. So we will ask, or for the audit for last year, so we will be asking that the board accept that presentation. I spoke with Amy yesterday. She should hopefully be getting me the report by tomorrow, and then I can hopefully get that to you guys so you can look it over before the meeting next week. Item number 2, every year we appoint an individual to serve as a representative on the Skill Center Joint Operating Committee. And this year, again, it's Nick Alexandroff, so the board would have to approve that.
Mr. Esper, we usually have a backup for that. We usually ask us for 2 names. Do we have?
We have, Mrs. Downick listed as the backup.
We just add.
We can add that, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Item number 3, in late December, we received notice of our 2019-2020 IDEIA pass-through allocation, which is money that is sent to the AIU from the state to use for special education funding. So they have the money. I submit bills to the AIU, and then they reimburse us based on those bills. And item number 4 on page 2, this is the calendar. A date or 2 may change between now and next week, but it is going to be pretty close to what this whole calendar, the remaining calendar, will be for next year.
Did you look to see if there were any holidays or anything? I know
Yes, we
did
did.
that.
Yeah, Sarah looked that over for me. So we'll double check it before we finalize it.
I also had a comment too, and I didn't mention that to you as well, Mr. Esper, but these dates here, if the principals at the schools can be made aware for their calendars for scheduling course, concerts, plays, different activities, events, to keep away from the dates of these so that board members are able to attend, and vice versa, parents or guardians are willing to be able to attend our meetings as well.
Yes, I'll make sure I'll send out a special email to all the principals of the states and asking
I appreciate
not
that.
to
Yes.
schedule any conflicts with those dates.
Thank
Not a
you.
problem. Under B, finance, items 1 and 2 on page 2. Chief Pritchard and Principal Campana did a great job applying for the grants. And we did get $40,000 on the Safe Schools grant, so we have to accept that next week. And we do have, for your approval, a $432.12 tax refund on the agenda. Item C, 1, 2, and 3, purchasing and contracting. This is something that we do every year. We have to advertise for bids, supplies and equipment for next year, to stay in compliance with section 807.1 of the Public School Code. Number 2, this is, we're going to recommend the board approve a revised memorandum of understanding with Phase 4 Learning Center. And Dr. Hoover, do you want to add anything to that?
We had exceeded our seat limit for phase 4, so what we did is we ended up asking for an additional 5 seats, and when we got the additional 5 seats, we were able to drop the tuition rate from $7,500 to $6,000, which is very affordable and cost effective.
Okay, and item 3, it's another thing that's done every year to authorize the school district to purchase through Office Depot and the Cooperative Purchasing Network for next school year. Is there any questions? Okay, under D, minutes, on page 2, you can have the minutes. There were some revisions to the minutes that you were given, and the main revision was Danny Smart's name was taken off and my name was added. That was not sent out in the board packet initially. And then on the reorg meeting, there were a few people missing from the attendance. So those minutes have been updated to accurately reflect those changes. Under e-reports, we're approving the tax collector's report for both November and December. We're gonna do the same for the treasurer's report for November and December. And number 3 is the secretary's receipts for November and December. And on page 4, the student activities accounts for November and December, and the attendance officers reports for November and December. Item F on page 4 and going to page 5, these are the contras or refunds subtracted from expenditures. These are monies that we received that offset expenses, so they're not considered revenues, although they are, but we put them in as contras. And so those are, so we'll be approving for November and December for those. G, invoices on page 5 and 6. These are all the invoices. We have a handful from legal tax service, our solicitor's invoice, but we will have another one for their services for December added. I just haven't got that yet. And item number F is, it's an allotment from the Allegheny County Southwest Tax Collection District. That's who collects our earned income taxes. This is the paper audits and solicitor fees, and they do charge us a commission when they collect the earned income tax. But this is an annual assessment that they assess to all the districts that they represent. Item 2, continuing with the GESA project, we did have one invoice for $228,495 that has already been paid, so we'll need to ratify that. Under number 3, the construction fund, we have 2 more ABM invoices, and one is for the GESA project phase 2 application 4, and the other one's for application 5 that will need to be approved. We do have 2 expense reports for May Barbasak and Joanne DeClaire. They went on a conference in Hershey, PA. And number 5, the customary bills and P cards, cash disbursement reports to be approved for both November and December of last year.
Joe, do you have any time on Monday or Tuesday evening to have a finance committee meeting?
Sure, whatever
Yeah.
whatever you want.
You're on it. Who else? Is there any issues with your availability next week in the evening,
I cannot Monday or Wednesday.
Tuesday? Does that work for you?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a
We'll do
meeting on
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay, item number H, items 1 and 2 on page 6, requisitions for the month of November, December of last year. And there were 3 executive sessions which discussed personnel issues.
I have one question.
Okay.
The money for ABM, is there a way the remaining balance that's due, I know it's broken out into phases, but if you can maybe give us just a remaining balance due, just to see how much
Sure.
work is left
Absolutely.
to do and things like that.
Yes.
Okay, I would appreciate that.
Do we have a plan from them? Do we have like the punch list of whatever they're working through and
Yes,
like when it's gonna be done?
Yeah.
Is it
Yes.
this school year or?
We
Wait
meet
in the
with
next
Sandy and
school year?
myself every Tuesday with the gentlemen who will oversee the project. And keep in mind, we have a schedule that they've given us, and we review that, and the items that we're addressing as we continue through the project. You know, for the most part, I mean, there's gonna be some people from probably, Synaptic System, Comcast, that are gonna be pulling off the project here in probably a month and a half, maybe 2. That'll just be basically ABM, and the biggest thing that they're gonna be doing is the air conditioning out of our home bill. So that's gonna be the majority of the work. That's actually the only thing. Some of the other things I got written on the board in there, that you can take a look at.
And when did you say you guys meet?
We meet Tuesday at 9:00, except next week, because we have a building and grounds meeting, which is gonna be
Wednesday,
Wednesday at 1:00.
Wednesday at 1:00.
Okay.
We meet monthly, basically, for the buildings and grounds for the most part.
Right, usually the Wednesday before the voting meeting is what we do.
Okay.
Just so that I can give a report to
Mhm.
each chairperson, you know. But also with that said, in the packets, there, backup information, there's application and certificate for payments for ABM. And if you go to the second sheet, it shows you the work done and the completion and the percentage as well.
And this is this the committee responsible for this, is that the Buildings and Grounds Committee?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I would think Dr. Hume and Sandy are more responsible for it, and the committee oversees the actual, that they're always.
Yeah, I guess I'm more curious just for my own personal knowledge of like, because I'm new, who talks about this the most? Is it a committee, is it typically just like a working meeting that you guys have?
Yes, Sandy probably, she's on the heartbeat every day.
It's not just, it's almost daily.
Yeah.
That was talk.
Oh, yeah, for sure, because it's an ongoing project, I think that, I'm just curious about when they're here and they're saying, hey, yeah, we did this, we're done, we're gonna be doing this next.
Those are typically at the Tuesday meetings, when we get an update as far as what's been accomplished.
Because there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of
A lot of different
lot of
stuff, for
scheduling.
sure.
Yeah.
for the week, just to make sure that the buildings are clear, for them to do the work or who's going,
Right,
what they need to do for power and all that kind of stuff.
right, because you don't want to take an air conditioner offline or whatever.
99% of the time you call Dr. Hume, that he can answer the question or something like that.
Okay.
Any other questions? That's so concludes my report, Madam President.
Thank you. District operations.
Yes, Madam President, under district operations, I'll be asking for a motion second approval for 2 items next week. The first one is the proposal for the freshman and sophomore trip to the Football Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cedar Point during the month of May. That's typically a reward trip for those students that have done very well throughout the year, both behaviorally and academically. The second item, this also is something that we approve every year. It's the junior high wrestling team tournament down in Waynesburg. It's really the only tournament that they go to every year. It is an overnight event. So they'll be staying down there January 31st over through Saturday, February 1st.
Superintendent's report.
Yes, Madam President, under Superintendent's report, I'll be asking for a motion second approval at next week's regular meeting for items 6B1, which are the student activities, and 6B2, which are the student fundraising activities. We'll also be asking for a motion second approval for C1, which are all basically the building permits, which you can see are we're starting to get quite a few requests for the springtime. Takes us over to page 9.
Board president's correspondence. I do not have anything to report as of right now. Professional personnel.
Yes, Madam President, professional personnel, non-certified personnel, athletic personnel, and substitutes, we're all discussing executive session and be on next week's agenda for approval. Which takes us over to page 11.
Conferences.
Yes, Madam President, once again, I'll be asking for a motion, second, and approval. Whether there are 19 or 20 conferences that teachers and other staff members are requesting, and hopefully we'll get those approved for next week at the regular meeting. That's so ends my report.
Executive session discussion. That was,
Legal and personnel.
yeah, it was discussed in the back room regarding legal and personnel issues that we have with council. Not problems with council, discussion with council. Okay, sorry. Board reports.
I had a personnel committee earlier this week, and it was very productive. So we're not discussing certain matters publicly because they're personnel.
Okay.
There is no still center meeting in January, but there will be one in February.
Okay. Thank you.
We had a technology committee meeting on, what was that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. This week's still on. I'm sorry. So I'm still getting my bearings, and I think that we're gonna start to get our bearings here under the new um, with the new contract for IT going forward and getting a plan in place. And we'll be scheduling meetings going forward and status updates going forward with that, so we can share here as well as we go forward. So more to come, but we're getting started.
So, Chris, is the contract been finalized?
From what I got from the technology committee, there were some very minor changes. I would just give those this morning to Mr. Matta, and plan on having that done tomorrow. I know there was some information requested by them. I did provide that information and I CC'd Mr. Blazevich on that email of the.
The work has begun. The work has begun.
Yes.
So
There'll be a safety meeting, January 22nd at 2:30, right after the buildings and grounds meeting.
And with that said, Buildings and Ground Committee meeting, I will give report next Thursday after our Wednesday meeting so that I can have current updated percentages of completion or where we stand. Solicitors report?
Thank you. My report was mainly given in executive session. The only other thing I can think of is that we've been working on getting that IT done and moving. We actually have 2 committee meetings, if you recall. So he's really taking a jump into the deep end here. So, and I know that obviously Mr. Matta was the second one, as well as the personnel committee. So nothing else that I have. Probably we'll talk next week in executive session about the litigation ongoing with Century.
Okay. Thank you. Student board representative reports.
Next week.
Any old business?
Yeah, could you get a new microphone system? We can't hear a word you're saying.
We don't own these. It's
Could you
the,
apply pressure to the people that do?
the borough.
Could you apply pressure? Every month we go through this. Put it this way, I'll make you a deal. I'll stay off of Robert's rules if you fix the microphone system. Deal. Robert's rules says that every advertised meeting that you people have, people are allowed to speak. And I would ask that at least you people speak up so we can hear what you're saying and understand and comprehend what the issues are.
You gotta use the mics.
That's all we're asking. That's all we're asking.
You're talking to the mics, you're talking to the people that
Yeah.
you're referring to.
Every month we go through the same thing. The new fellow over here on the side, he's trying to make issues because he wants to learn. Maybe we'd like to learn with him, but we can't hear a word he's saying. And if it continues, then I will press the issue on Robert's rules.
Okay, thank you.
That's enough.
New business items? New business items? Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?